and 11. Now I'm going to introduce Emily Russell, but I want to give one quick little personal thing about the Youth Leadership Program. The Youth Leadership Program has been very near and dear to my heart. The program's actually been going on since 2005, so we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary. My daughter Carly was a 2005 graduate, and now I'm so proud to say that she is an attorney. She's very successful. She's living in Barcelona, Spain, and I know that that program had a huge influence on what she's doing now. Without Nancy Kinsey and Terry Smiley, we wouldn't have our youth leadership program. So y'all remember all the hard work that goes into the creation of a program when you see all these students that we're just so very proud of. My daughter Katie was a 2011 graduate, and she's now a senior at Georgia College. And Michelle Askew was in her class, our very own from Walton Chamber. And Destiny Wright. Destiny is helping today. Where's Destiny?
She's hiding.
She's hiding. I don't think she wanted to be called out. But she's also a graduate of our Youth Leadership Program. So guys, we have graduated over 200 students since the development of our program. And we'll be graduating 60 more. This class is about 60 in 2016. So welcome Emily Russell, and she's going to tell us a little bit about our program.
Thank you, Patty. I'm Emily Russell, and I was proud to have the opportunity to chair the Youth Leadership Walton program this year. As Patty mentioned, it's been going on for about 10 years, and we've had great success with it. It began being modeled after our Leadership Walton program, our adult program. I know many of you in the room have gone through that process, and so that's kind of how it was born. And as we've continued to develop young leaders in our community, we saw that there was a greater need for such a program. We looked at some of our neighboring and surrounding counties at how they were actually doing youth leadership through their chamber or through their school systems or whatever it might be, and we came up for what was the best fit for our community. All of our school leaders absolutely jumped on board and embraced this as an opportunity to bring the county together, especially with the recent addition of the Walton Proud initiative. It was so important to not only talk about Walton Proud, but be Walton Proud. So that's kind of where this program was born out of. It morphed a little bit this year. It was a much larger time commitment from the students. And we actually began with their junior year doing multiple sessions. And the sessions are actually during the day. They're expected to come business professional attire to all of the sessions. And they learn different leadership skills. We were fortunate enough to have funding from the Adult Youth Leadership class, as well as some other sponsorships from community, to actually hire the J.W. Fanning Institute to come in from the University of Georgia. If you've ever worked with teenagers, it's great if you can communicate effectively with them, and sometimes they'll listen to adults, but it's really, really excellent when you can have trained professionals that know how to effectively communicate with teenagers and engage them in the process while doing so. So they've learned all sorts of basically CEO skills through this leadership program. They have completed the first year, and now they are transitioning into year 2. And year 2 is actually modeled after our old program and after the adult leadership program, where they'll actually be getting involved in the community. They will actually be visiting some of the different industries and just learning a little bit more about Walton County. So our premise behind it is to first off build the leader, build the individual, build the student. Teach them about the county. Teach them how they can integrate these skills into the county. Send them out into the world, and then hope that they come back home to apply those leadership skills that they've used and contribute to our community. So just out of curiosity, if you don't mind, if you attended school, K through 12th grade in Walton County, just raise your hand for me. A good number. I would say if I had to estimate, maybe 25% or so. Our hope is, through this leadership program, that we bring back more of the wonderfully talented and gifted students into our community to continue giving back. You know, myself as a teenager growing up in Walton County, I thought, I want to get as far away from here as humanly possible, where nobody knows my last name or anything about me. And you know, the funny thing is that my husband and I have made our home here in Walton County, and we're very happy, and we are so blessed to be a part of the community and to give back to the community that we grew up in. So So our hope is that we're investing the same time and energy into these teenagers that are in this youth leadership program so that they will come back and be the leaders of our community. So without any further ado, I'm going to have my youth leadership participants stand up for me. We have all of our schools represented from Walton County, as you will see, public and private. We had a total of 46 students that were in our program this year. Next year, we're going to have a full 50, so we're very excited about that. So, Ansley, if you'll just start us off, introduce yourself along with the school that you're from, please.
Hi, my name is Ansley Bowman, and I attend Walnut Grove High School.
My name is Natalie Wheeler, and I also attend Walnut Grove High School.
I'm Haley Sloan. I'm from Loganville High School.
I'm Jordan Bell, and I go to Social Circle High School.
My name is Samana Dowdy, and I attend Rural Area High School. My name is Sierra Kimball, and I attend Rural Area High School.
My name is Ian Herring, and I also attend Monroe Area High School.
My name is Rachel Byers, and I go to Loganville Christian Academy.
My name is Emily Fields, and I go to Loganville Christian Academy.
William Morris, and I go to George Walton Academy.
I'm Thomas Murphy, and I also go to George Walton Academy.
I'm Allison Slaughter, I go to Social Circle High School.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, guys. All right, and they're actually going to be presenting our program today. And I hope that what you'll see from them sharing their experiences is not only have they learned skills and built relationships, but they understand what it means to be a leader. So oftentimes I think that we take these leadership kids and we continue to build them up and we say, yeah, you're a leader. But we don't really tell them what that means. We don't tell them what skills it is that they have or what qualities they have that make them a leader or how to progress on beyond that. So we have really crossed county boundaries here. You know, it's not a Loganville and Monroe thing or Social Circle Walnut Grove thing or, you know, public school versus private school. It's a Walton County thing. And it has been a tremendous blessing to watch these relationships grow and flourish underneath the umbrella of Youth Leadership Walton and the program that the Chamber has provided. So without any further ado, William Morris and Thomas Murphy are going to kick us off with talking about the program.
So basically the first thing we did as a full group was we went on a leadership retreat to a FFA camp, and we loaded buses at the Walton County Annex, and they all gave us name tags. There was a couple people from each of our schools. When we arrived there, we were split into two groups, and they did a really good job of dividing up the schools evenly, so we had to kind of get to know other people. Each group had 2 staff members, and what we basically did is we started off by learning a little bit about the people in our groups and then followed up with some leadership activities. We shared a little bit about ourselves, our names, our hobbies, extracurricular activities, things like that. And after the introductory games, we did some leadership exercises, which involved obstacle courses and teamwork activities that just involved us working together to complete a task. After those events, we ate lunch as a group. We got to know other people. We got to sit together, talk, just discuss a little bit about ourselves. And after lunch, what we did is we went to a mud obstacle course, which none of us really expected. It was a lot of fun, and we really learned how to work together as a team. We were split into 2 teams, and we had to compete against each other. And so we had to work together with people we've never even really met before. After that, we got to go back, clean off, showers, good stuff like that. Before we got to go hang out in the game room, we had a mini golf course, and we just kind of got to apply what all we've learned about each other and hang out and just get to know each other a little bit better. On the way there, people were kind of quiet. We stuck together with people we knew from our schools, but on the way back, it was completely different. Everybody knew each other. We were hanging out, talking, laughing. It was a huge difference that one day made, and it was a wonderful experience and really helped us bond as a group.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank Miss Emily and Miss Smiley and the Walton County Chamber of Commerce for putting on such a great event. Because Thomas gave an overview of the retreat, I would like to tell a brief story. So, I was excited to be in youth leadership, mainly because I got to meet new people. But being the teenage boy I am, I was most excited about meeting the new teenage girls. So I wanted to impress him clearly, so I wore a brand new shirt, new shoes. I think he even wore a watch. So who wears a watch to do a ropes course? But I did. So we get there, and I'm like, I'm not going to do the mud course, which I was like, I'm not about to just ruin all of these new clothes. But ended up, someone pushed me into the mud course, so I ended up having to do it. So long story short, these clothes are basically ruined to this day. But even though I got those clothes ruined, I'm glad I had the great experience of being with the youth Walton leadership, and I'm sure I made a great impression on some of those girls.
Hi, my name is Emily. Like I said, I go to Lindenville Christian Academy. I get the privilege to talk to you guys about our first session with Youth Leadership Walton. Sorry, I'm short. During this session, we covered kind of the overview of what it means to be a leader. And the first thing that they had us do is they had us write down who the leaders in our lives were and how they've influenced our leadership throughout our lives. And after thinking about it, they asked us, well, what is leadership? So we came up with kind of a brief definition by saying that leadership is being able to effectively communicate and collaborate with other people while getting the job done. And after we did that, we classified leadership styles into different shapes. We classified them into a circle, a triangle, a square, and a Z, which is kind of random. But a square is a rule follower and someone who gets straight to the point, doesn't really waste time. A person who's a triangle is someone who takes action and authority. A triangle is one of those people that has to be in constant control and doesn't really like to listen to other people's opinions, but again, they get the job done. Someone who is a circle is known as the negotiator. This is someone who's able to maintain harmony and stability within the group, and it's always supportive and dependable for whatever you need them to do. And the final shape is a Z, which is kind of known as the wild card, because they're creative, they're always imaginative, you never really know what kind of idea they're going to bring up to you, but they're never afraid to give you their idea. After we learned the different shapes, they told us, divide up and pick which shape you are. I, like the rest of the group, ended up being a triangle. Very hard-headed, very stubborn, but get the job done. After that, the Fanning Institute asked us, they said, how can you mold your shape to be able to work with the other shapes? So they had us do a team building activity where we had to create a survival environment and just kind of mold with the other people to see how we can interact. And personally, just helped me kind of moving forward, because I know now that I need to listen to more people and that I need to be more open to ideas, and it's really helped. I can definitely say that through Youth Leadership Walton, I have grown immensely in my leadership skills. At my school, I get the privilege to be a leader for 15 other girls in our cheerleading squad. And this can prove to be a bit of a task, because we all know how hard it is to get a group of girls to agree on anything. But I've noticed that I'm more patient with the girls, and I'm more open to hearing their ideas and what they can offer to our team. Also, I get this privilege to be a leader to my little brother, and I know that his funny antics and him picking and prodding at me all the time is funny to him, and it gets frustrating to me, but I know that now I have more patience, and I can easily communicate with him, and we can just come to a quick solution to have fun together. So, thank you guys so much.
Hi, my name is Rachel Byers, and I will be a senior next year at Lindenville Christian Academy. So I'm going to be giving y'all a summary of our second session, which was held at Lindenville High School. So one interesting thing about our sessions at Youth Leadership Walton is it's always seemed to rain. And this time, it didn't just rain, it poured. But what stuck with me wasn't that it was a downpour, but it was Loganville's principal was standing outside in the rain, and he was welcoming us, and he was giving us umbrellas. And what could have been a bad start of the day, he turned into a good one, and that just kind of always stuck with me and impressed me, so well done, LHS. So the second session was the first one that was held at a high school in Walton County. And so what we would do is we either began or ended our day with a tour of the high school. And touring the high school was probably one of my favorite parts of the program, because it gave me a different perspective, and it gave me the opportunity to do something which, without Youth Leadership Walton, I probably wouldn't have had. So the topic which the Fanning Institute focused on was effective communication and time management. One thing I really like about UGA's Fanning Institute is they don't just lecture us about leadership. They give us activities that let us implement everything that we learn. So in one of those activities, one student was given a picture which he was to describe to the rest of us so that we could draw it. So it was a fun activity, and it gave us a lot of laughs, but it also taught us the importance of communication and the different ways that we can relay an idea to each other. Another activity we did taught us how to manage our time. In this activity, we were split into groups, and each group was given the same list of tasks to complete in a designated amount of time. Some were as simple as doing 10 jumping jacks, while others were harder, like create a piece of clothing. I remember one of the tasks my group did was singing a song to Dr. Hobbs, and I'm pretty sure we got a lot of points for that. So I just have had a great experience at Youth Leadership Walton. It's given me the opportunity to meet and connect with leaders in our community, and I'm really thankful for the relationships it has formed. And I want to say thank you to Ms. Smiley and Ms. Russell and everyone else who's a part of making this program what it is today. Thank you. My name is Jordan Bell and I go to Social Circle High School. The third session was at my school actually, and the topic of the session was developing high performance communication skills. We learned about managing conflict and the 5 conflict management styles, which I was collaborating, but other people were forcing and so on. We did a handout to figure out which of the 5 styles we most commonly used. We split up into groups by our most commonly used style. And once we split up, we had to make up a skit, and it was really interesting to see what skits some groups came up with. They were actually pretty funny. Another activity we did was we were to pretend we were stranded, and we were giving 12 items to rate in order of importance for survival. So whether it be a chocolate bar or an axe, it was pretty interesting. And once we did that, we got in a group, and you thought differently from everyone else. So it's kind of like you had to blend it together and use your communication skills and why you thought something was important. Just like all of our other sessions, this was a great learning experience. I've met so many new people through Youth Walton, and it was just a great thing because I'm the yearbook editor, and I use those skills to, do that. And not only that, I just know my life. So, thank you.
Earlier, I'm Allison Slaughter from Social Circle High School. I was asked to speak on session 4, which was diversity, cultural competence, and appreciating each other's differences. Before this, when we were at Social Circle High School in December, Miss Brandy Walker from the Commerce came and talked to us about using Schoology, which is kind of like an online classroom for people that don't know who that is. One of our first posts was kind of like to post a little about ourselves, like our hobbies and interests and stuff. And then one thing, well, we didn't really know why we were asked to do it, but we were asked like an interesting fact about ourselves. And some people were really random. Some people were just something like, oh, I play soccer or whatever. And then when we went to the school to do our session 4, we started with a little handout. And it was a big diagram, and you wrote your name in the middle of it, and you had to write characteristics about yourself. It was interesting because you get to know people better because you got to look around and see what they wrote about themselves. Then they gave us a big bingo card. Yes, what does bingo have to do with leadership? But the Fanning Institute had taken the characteristics and interesting things that we had put on Schoology and made a bingo card out of it. So we had to go around to each other and find out more about each other. And some of these were very random facts. So it was kind of hard to find out who did this or who did that or who had this life experience. But it really made you talk to other people that you probably normally wouldn't talk to. And so, of course, we played bingo doing that, but that really let us know each other. And then at the start of this meeting, though, a couple girls from Loganville High School asked us if we would want to participate in the Indent movement. The Indent movement, for anyone who doesn't know, is just a movement that's trying to end sex slavery and sex trafficking in the United States. And the girls asked us if we would be interested in selling T-shirts. So I think most all of the schools partner with this. And so I know Social Circle, we raised about $250 selling T-shirts. And then all the schools came together. It was just really good to see this. Besides just the leadership skills we're learning the networking, and we get to meet all these other people. So that was a great thing. And I want to thank for everybody that has helped with us in our program because it's really just been a great experience.
I'm Haley Small and I attend Loganville High School, and I'm talking about the LCA session on effective teams and collaboration. We focused on the importance of working together towards a common goal. For one of our activities, we were challenged to create a safety structure for an egg. We were given strict instructions and limited resources. Each member of the group provided ideas, and as a group we experimented with different designs until agreed on a successful design. Even though some teams' designs were unsuccessful and cracked under pressure, it was still an enjoyable experience. As each of us enter the work field, we will all need the knowledge to be successful that we will often need to work alongside others and be open-minded to different possibilities. Another lesson learned through this experience is that obstacles can be overcome in more ways than one. I am so thankful to be part of Youth Leadership Walton because I have made lasting relationships with so many students that I necessarily would not have crossed paths with, especially a few George Walton students. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Savannah Dowdy, and Sierra and I are here to talk about social skills and leadership styles. And it was section 6, and it was at Monroe Area High School. Well, for the leadership styles, what we did was we had movie clips from different, just random movies like The Key and the Bee. And what it did was we had to identify the leadership styles and if it had a positive effect or a negative effect. So when Akila was spelling the words, every time she spelled it correctly, her friend cheered her on and the audience cheered with her. So her friend had a positive leadership style. But the second Akila spelled something incorrectly, the bullies, they just picked at her and laughed at her. So the audience, they did the same. So everyone can have a leadership style, but we need to use it efficiently and make it positive and not try to discourage anybody, but encourage someone. So what I learned from youth leadership is to always keep an open mind with people, to listen and to use my gift and use it positively. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sierra Campbell, and we talked about social skills along with our leadership. And one thing that we were learning is what we post on social media and what are we saying and what it reflects on the kind of person we are. And we have to be aware of the things that we say on the internet because, like us as teenagers, we write things and we type things, and sometimes we don't know what we're really saying and what kind of effect it has on us. But people are always watching you. And with Twitter, Snapchat, I have become more aware and broad about what I put on my social media now. And if we're trying to get jobs, and that's one thing that bosses are looking at nowadays. And this really has helped me to become a better person and be mindful of the things that I say. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ian Herring. I am from Monroe Area High School, and today I'll be talking about the 7th and final session of the Youth Leadership Walton program. The topic of this session was community asset mapping, and it was where we had to define what it meant to be leaders and an ideal community and initiate changes in our local area. In order to see the community as a whole, we placed stickers on a physical map of Walton County to see where everyone lived in relation to one another. This provided a visual representation of our community and gave a sense of unification within our youth group. Prior to the session, the Fanning Institute assigned us to take photos of places in our community that we were proud of and places that we were not so proud of. The photos were then displayed during the session, and we discussed what was positive and negative in our community. This mapped out everyone's different perspective and what they valued in a strong community and allowed us to embrace the positive things of Walton County. We then split into groups after seeing these photos and used those different values that we learned from one another to create an imaginary ideal community with a money limit. They gave us about $10,000 to spend, and everyone's ideal community was different from one another's. Different groups were designated their funds to either education, public recreation, or healthcare. By using the skills we learned through all the sessions, this activity allowed us to be creative in our own way and what we valued in a strong community. It also allowed me to realize what I value in our community and how and what I value as a leader and what leadership skills I use in our community. I'd also like to thank Terry Smiley and Emily Russell for creating this program. It's allowed me to make new friends and old friends that I haven't talked to in ages because I haven't been able to talk to them in years, but thank you.
Hey, my name is Ansley Bowman, and before I started, hey Mom. Okay, so I'm here to talk to you about what our high school is working with our principal to better our school community. At the beginning of the year, we sat with Dr. Callahan and we talked about multiple areas that could improve around Walnut Grove. And the biggest one that stuck out to us was our freshmen were struggling to become proper high schoolers this year. So we thought and we finally came up with the idea to have something called Intro to the Grove. And what this is an opportunity for upcoming freshmen to come to the school for a couple of hours during the summer to just introduce them to what it's like to be a high schooler. And during this time, it's going to be ran by our Walnut Grove students who will all be seniors, so it will be really nice for them to have the opportunity to ask us questions and be comfortable with us. So during that day, they'll come in and they'll have breakfast with us, and that'll be nice because everyone's more comfortable when there's food. And after that, they'll be broken up into groups and taken on tours around the school. And after their tours, they'll come back to the auditorium and we'll have a presentation on basic do's and don'ts about being a high schooler, about dress code and basic stuff like that. And then we'll just have a time for them to ask questions to seniors, and we have all the answers. We know everything. So we're hoping it's going to be a really nice experience and get them eager and making them feel welcomed and eager to start the high school year. I was also told I could talk about what kind of experience I've had with Youth Walton, and it's been such a great opportunity to build relationships. And by that I mean I've been reunited with old friends, I've strengthened my relationships with current friends, and I've made new friends. And not only with people my age, but business leaders who are adults and other leaders around the community. So it's been a blessing to be a part of this. Thank you.
Okay, so finishing person, no stress. Okay. I'm Natalie Wheeler. I attend Walnut Grove High School. I was asked to speak about our senior year. As Miss Emily mentioned earlier, she's already talked a little bit about it, but I'm just going to say we're just going to be going pretty much to different places in the community and learning more about our community. Some of the places are the Economic Development City and County Government Industry Tour. So we're going to places like the Walmart Distribution Center, public safety, law enforcement, the fire department. We're going to visit different places like that to see the leadership positions people in our own county have taken. The healthcare, interview, resumes, public speaking, and we get our own little course on etiquette. I'm quite excited for that. We will also be visiting the state capitol with some of the adult leadership members. And these are times, as Ms. Emily said, we have already taken our time out of school, and it's usually only half a day. This time we get to miss a full day, so you can get, some of us are a bit excited about that. To finish it off, I'm just going to share my experience a little bit. We were all asked if we would like to be part of youth leadership, if we were capable to, and they asked us because we showed leadership abilities already in school. And to even be told that we do this is an honor. And I truly enjoyed working with all of these people, and most of them aren't even here right now, and I'm thankful to have learned so much, because in everyone's future, even me, I'm going to be taking a leadership position, I would hope, and implementing all the skills and positions I have learned. Thank you.
I speak for all the educators in the room when I tell you, you see why we do what we do. Let's give them another great. These youngsters are awesome, and there's quite a few more of them, that, as they said, that are not here. We had 45, 46 this year. We'll have 50 next year. We ask our principals in our schools to send us the best of the best. That's what this is about. They miss school for these sessions, and they have to make up all their work. They do that without uttering a word of this is a problem for me. They just get it done because that's the kind of kids they are. We have great schools, both public and private, in Walton County because of kids like this. And I just congratulate them on being in this program. And you have heard about what this program means. I want to thank Emily. She's a great role model for these youngsters, and of course Terry and the Chamber for the work they do. And it takes a lot of work to put these sessions on, to get breakfast in place, to get the leadership folks from Fanning over here, to work on the program, the curriculum, to make sure it's meaningful. We ask the youngsters each session to give us feedback so we can make this better for the next group, and they've done that. That's one thing about a teenager. If you ask them a question, they'll give you the answer. It's brutal sometimes, but they'll give you the answer, and that's great because that's what we needed. But you know, we changed this, as you heard, from an evening program to a day program where they come out, they miss school, and the simple reason of that is because the best of the best are involved in all kinds of activities after school. And so to get the strongest students from each school, we had to do that so that we could get them there for those programs. They took on additional responsibility, and you know, we appreciate the fact that they're making this sacrifice. We appreciate what it's going to do for our community. And think about turning 50 youngsters loose on this community like this every year as we move forward. It's going to make a great impact on Walton County. And for all of you that have been involved in this program, thank you so much for what you've done. I do want to mention the funding for this program, and the Adult Leadership Program has been instrumental in this, and we've got a lot of you graduates here that pay your dues. If you haven't, we'll still take that $50 this year. We need it. On your table, you'll see something about Walton Forward, and I want to mention that here. Walton Forward was established this year as a 501c3, not-for-profit organization, so that businesses can make tax-deductible contributions, and that money goes to our leadership program and to some other programs that are covered in that brochure. I'm going to mention the reality check program, which we ran in all of our middle schools last year. The Chamber did that. Great response. I heard so many parents tell me, you know, when their kids came home from that program, my child finally understands what things cost. Because we gave them a certain amount of money, and those 8th graders had to figure out a way to budget that money and buy a home and buy a car and daycare and all those things. And the kids went home telling their parents, I didn't know that cost that much. And so the parents were excited about that. The Star Student Teacher Program, which recognizes our star students in all of our schools. Of course, Youth Leadership Walton, what we've been talking about, the actual Leadership Walton program for our adults. And then, of course, Walton Proud, which you've all heard so much about, and this is part of that. The fact that we connect with our schools makes us connect as a community in both public and private schools. And I will say, as an adult, I have a lot more interaction with my friends, Mr. Nicholson, Doug Monda over at LCA, Dr. McGee down at Social Circle. And we talk a lot more and talk about things a lot more, and that's beneficial to all of us. And so, you know, it's helped us as well, the Walton Proud Initiative, the leadership program of all the kids coming together. And the good thing about it is, as they mentioned, these sessions are at different schools each time, so they get to tour all the other schools in the county. They never would have done that if it hadn't been for this program. They would not have that appreciation for the other schools and for what goes on there if they were not in this program. And I think that is an important part of it as well, to have these sessions there. But let me put in a plug. If you want to make a tax-deductible contribution for something that is very beneficial, and you've seen it today, a good example of it, the Walton Forward Foundation is a way to do that for your business. So I hope you'll consider that. Again, you graduates of Leadership Walton, adults, if we don't have your dues, we'd love to have them. And I'll end with that. And I want to call on Kenny to come up now and give his commercial and give our Business of the Month award.
Thank you, Gary. I'll tell you what, just judging by this little snippet right here of our educational system in Walton County, I think Walton County's future is bright. So thank all of you over there. But like Gary said, I'm Kenny Smiley with Peach State Publications, and my business partner, Eli, Luciana over here, we formed Peach State Publications about this time last year in hopes that we could become the preferred community marketing solutions provider around the state as a publisher. and in different communities. And we do this in the way of producing quality of life magazines, newcomers guides, city and county maps, economic development recruitment pieces, tourism pieces, and the like. And so we're just super excited to be able to produce and partner with the Chamber to produce their Quality of Life magazine, which you have on your tables. It is hot off the press, literally. And also just really excited and honored to be able to co-sponsor this event along with Jenny and with Patty at State Farm as well too. So I'd like to thank just a couple of folks real quick. Most importantly, our businesses and our organizations and our chamber members who supported this, who supported the publication. Our great layout and design team, our writers who got to tell the Walton County story, and then our editor, Judy Garrison. She wasn't able to be here today, but she really did a great job. And her husband, Lynn, through Seeing Southern, did most of the photography in the publication as well, too. So really like to thank them. And our printer, New Point Media. Jamie, where you at? Jamie Correll back there with New Point Media, they're chamber members as well, and they actually print the publication, so appreciate them as well. Like I said, it's an honor to be able to partner with the chamber on this, and we were able to feature so many aspects of what is great about Walton County. And the chamber's new slogan for their magazine, Walton County, It's All Here, is just very fitting in my opinion, to be able to talk about the outstanding educational opportunities, the excellent quality health care we have, the events, the leadership, all of those great things that make Walton County as great as it is. But the resounding message throughout the whole entire magazine, in my opinion, and I think that you'll see, is that Walton County's biggest asset is its people. It's all of you. And so I think it's a blessing for this whole community. So hope you enjoy the publication. You can pick up a copy at the Chamber if you need an additional, and you can also find it online at the Chamber's website at waltonchamber.org. So thank you all. And now, most importantly, I get to talk about the good stuff. It's more good stuff, rather. So our Member of the Month. The Member of the Month award criteria is as follows. The member must be a member of the Walton County Chamber of Commerce in good standing, must have been in existence for at least 2 years, must project a positive image, and must have donated resources to the community. A Member of the Month can only be awarded to the same member once per year, and a past Member of the Year recipients are not eligible to win. I'm excited to present our June Member of the Month Award today because we are honoring a very active organization within our community, Walton County community. The company's been in business here in Walton County. Yes, it's a business here in Walton County since 2007. Company employees have been involved in a lot of community activities. Just to name a few, I mean, through the Chamber of Commerce, the Ambassador Program, the Business Expo Committee, Education Committee, Membership Committee, Golf Committee, Annual Meeting, Marketing. I mean, just about every committee or everything that you could do with the Chamber, this organization in one way or another has participated in. They've also had several Leadership Walton graduates and past and present service on the Chamber Board of Directors. So a lot of contribution to the Chamber. Other community involvements, Kiwanis Club, Rotary Club, teams in the Relay for Life American Cancer Society, United Way, you name it. So their service goes on and on to the Walton community. On their website, it does state that theirs is truly a unique brand. They embrace core values of God, family, and fiscal integrity. They endeavor to consistently do the right thing in meeting the total needs of families and businesses that rely on them. And personal service is their signature. They welcome technologies that enhance their banking experience and make your life easier. So a couple of the key words that were missing or supposed to be missing were financial and banking in that little spill I just gave. So the person who nominated this member said, this is a great community bank. Always there to help community and always there to help small businesses. So I'm also excited to present it because this is where my office is housed. So without further ado, I'd like to present the Member of the Month Award to Liberty First Bank.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Don.
But for somebody who focuses on numbers, we started in 06.
06? I read the plaque. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. 06. Congratulations.
Okay, congratulations, Dawn at Liberty First Bank. And do we have new members here? Carrie, where are you? Got some new members here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you'll stand up and give us your name and company name, please.
I'm Britta Johnson. This is my husband, Daniel Johnson, and we own City Limits. It's a retail shop in downtown Central.
Welcome.
My name is Stephanie Pan. I'm the marketing specialist for Quan Pediatric Dentistry. We currently have offices in Hamilton Mill and Flowery Branch, and this month we're proud to be joining the Loganville community.
Ted Whitlock with Ted Whitlock Towing. We're located over on Broadbanks Mill Road here in Loganville.
We get everybody? Awesome. Well, welcome to all of you. We're so glad to have you as new members. Thank you to our sponsors today, Jeannie and Eli and Kenny and Patty. We appreciate y'all sponsoring today's program. And students, y'all just did a fantastic job. I know y'all were nervous over there in the beginning, but y'all all just did an awesome job, and I could not be prouder of you. On the back of your programs, you have the events coming up. We don't have Coffee Connections or lunch in July because we know so many of you take family vacations, and so our next event will be August 5th, Coffee Connections. Well, we do have business after hours next week. Next Thursday, business after hours. Let's try to put that on here. Next Thursday at Ready Urgent Care in Monroe. They're hosting business after hours from 5 to 7. And then August we'll pick up with our regular events. Bruce Williamson, are you still here? You are still here. A quick congratulations to Bruce Williamson. If you did not see the email that went out yesterday, he was named by the Georgia Chamber as the Legislator of the Year for 2015. So that is just awesome, and we appreciate all you do for Walton County, Bruce.
Thanks, dear.
He's always plugging Walton Proud everywhere he goes. He's always plugging. Okay, so I think we have some door prizes. So we're going to have Patty. Do you want to do yours first? Sure. Let Gary draw.
Sure.
Yuka with Atachi.
She's not going to try to say your last name, Yuka.
And Ted Whitlock Towing. You might meet him. You bring it down.
Okay, now Eli and Kenny. You want to go next?
Gary, draw. Okay. First one is for a gift card to Hot Rods Diner. Naomi Tassie, Henson Mechanical. The second one is a pair of voucher tickets for On Stage. Will Phillips with Community and Southern Bank. And then the last one is a gift card to Boss Brothers Country Store and All About Asphalt, Crystal Bradbury. Thank you.
Are you going to let her win, or you want to draw somebody else?
And Debbie Jones with Heritage Realty.
Okay, and now Jenny's going to come and do her drawing and then tell you where we're going for Perfect 10. Did everybody remember that that's today, the first one? Okay.
There's like, Susan is the only one nodding her head.
I got my money ready.
We're going. job fair with youth leadership so we can pick from the cream of the crop. Y'all are amazing. First thing is a duffel bag, and that goes, yeah, here, go for it. You can have the privilege. Suspense. George Hinkle with United States Navy retired. Here we go. Exactly, I know. It's a good look. All right, the next one is actually a gift card for logo digitizing and then 6 embroidered hats, but that's valued at $160. So in the event I've already do your logo and stuff, you can just order some things. So, and this goes to Angela Yarman. So we can apply this to an invoice. I know, it's really great. So obviously you're really good. Thank you. All right, and the same thing for one more person goes to D.D. Quillen with Pinnacle Bank. Okay, on to the fun. So it's $10 on the 10th. If you don't have cash, they will accept debit and credit, I'm sure. And we are going to Bruce's Sweet Sensations after this. So a perfect, couple cupcakes for your $10, but we'll probably meet over there about 1:20 or so. So just kind of socialize a little bit and head that way. They do not know, so we're kind of going to cash mob them and just remember to spend 10 or more. I'm sure they'll sell you more than $10 worth of stuff, but we're excited. And then again, every 10th of the month, that's during the week, we'll coordinate an effort, and if it's on the weekend, just remember to spend your $10 locally. Thank you.
For those of you that have been sitting here checking your emails, you might have already gotten the email that that's where we're going. We sent an email out at about 1:45 so that the folks who didn't come to the lunch would know where to go, but we took Bruce and Char off the email list for this one, so they should have no idea unless somebody has called and told them that we're coming. So if you're full, it's okay, just get something to go. I'm sure your kids or your spouse or whatever would love to have a couple of their cupcakes brought home to them. So it's great to support a local business that's a chamber member as well. So that's it. Congratulations again to Liberty First. Thank you to the students, and we're adjourned.